In a tale of resilience and redemption, Grace's journey began on a chilly, rainy morning as she started her first day as a cleaner at the finance company where her mother, Hazel, had once worked. Hazel, a dedicated manager with a spotless reputation, was wrongfully accused of embezzlement and fired, plunging her family into hardship. Driven by the pain of her mother's unjust downfall, Grace vowed to clear Hazel's name and restore her dignity. Starting from the bottom, Grace took on the humble role of a cleaner, using it as a stepping stone to her ultimate goal. By day, she navigated the company's corridors with quiet determination. By night, she immersed herself in rigorous studies at prestigious institutions, all while devising a plan to bring justice to her mother. Her hard work and unyielding spirit paid off when she seized a critical opportunity to present a groundbreaking strategy that not only saved the company but also demanded recognition and restitution for Hazel's unjust treatment. The journey from an unnoticed cleaner to a pivotal figure in the company marked not just a personal triumph but also a powerful act of justice. Grace's story, filled with sacrifice, perseverance, and a deep love for her mother, stands as a testament to the enduring strength of the human spirit. If you are not subscribed, I recommend you subscribe and activate the bell so you don't miss any videos. On that frigid, rain-swept morning, Grace embarked on her inaugural day as a janitor at the grandiose finance company, a place her mother, Hazel, had once graced with her esteemed presence as a revered manager. The bitter chill seemed to mirror the depth of Grace's emotions as she recalled her mother's stories with vivid clarity. Hazel, a paragon of integrity and competence, had been celebrated for her unwavering ethics and remarkable achievements. Yet the luminous path of her career had been cruelly darkened by a vile accusation of embezzlement, an accusation devoid of any substantiated proof or fair scrutiny. In a heart-wrenching twist of fate, Hazel was dismissed with scandalous indignity, stripped of her rights, and cast into a vortex of despair. The cruel injustice gnawed relentlessly at her spirit, dragging her into a quagmire of hardship and sorrow. The once stable family was submerged in an ocean of uncertainty and destitution. Little Grace, barely old enough to grasp the full gravity of the situation, watched helplessly as her mother, haunted by the shadow of false accusations, faced relentless rejection in her desperate search for employment. Each door that slammed shut was like a fresh wound, and Hazel's fortitude waned until her health crumbled under the weight of her emotional and physical exhaustion. Growing up amidst this relentless struggle, Grace harbored a burning resolve to rectify the grievous wrong done to her mother. She made a solemn pledge to herself she would reclaim the honor and dignity that had been so unjustly snatched away. Fueled by a fierce determination, Grace immersed herself in her studies by the flickering light of a candle, scrimped and saved every meager coin, and nurtured a dream that, though seemingly distant, remained steadfastly within reach. Upon reaching adulthood, Grace's first resolute step was to secure a position within the very company that had once been a battlefield for her mother. To her, entering the company was akin to stepping onto hallowed ground, her heart heavy with the weight of her family's history, yet blazing with an unyielding spirit to rewrite their narrative. Now, as a cleaner, a role that many might view as insignificant, Grace saw an opportunity for redemption and change. She understood that the path to elevation required starting from the very bottom, and she was resolute in her willingness to endure the hardship. As she diligently polished the corridors and meeting rooms, Grace felt her mother's presence enveloping her like a gentle, encouraging whisper. Each day she approached her work not only with dedication but also with an unrelenting commitment to her dream of justice. The cleaner's uniform concealed her brilliance, yet her eyes radiated an indomitable fire. Rising before the dawn's light, she navigated the silent, empty corridors with a grace reminiscent of a warrior. The dusty floors and refuse she encountered were her daily trials, yet she faced them with an elegance and resolve that spoke volumes of her enduring spirit and unyielding resolve. As Grace meticulously cleaned the company's corridors, she transformed her routine into an opportunity for keen observation and learning. Every discarded chart and abandoned report became a treasure trove of insights, while the hushed conversations of her colleagues painted a vivid picture of the corporate world she was striving to understand. During her breaks, Grace dove into the economics textbooks she carried, including a Harvard finance tome that drew curious, often bemused stares from her coworkers. Yet Grace remained unfazed by the whispers and glances. Her focus was unshakable, driven by a profound promise to honor her mother's legacy and a resolute vision of justice. The memory of Hazel's worn-out yet unwavering belief in the transformative power of education was her guiding light, a beacon that shone through every weary moment of scrubbing and polishing. Hazel's nightly reassurances that education was the key to reshaping the world resonated deeply within Grace, propelling her through each arduous task with a sense of purpose. Nights were Grace's sanctum of study. Enrolled as a scholarship student at one of the world's most prestigious universities, she attended online classes and devoured recorded lectures until the early hours of the morning, often finding herself drifting into sleep over her textbooks. The demanding journey was a crucible of endurance, but Grace bore it without complaint. Each hour of sleep she sacrificed was a stepping stone towards her ultimate goal. The grueling work at the company, though taxing, served as a rigorous training ground. Every meticulously executed task and every attentive detail were part of her grand design. Grace was absorbing lessons beyond mere cleaning. She was cultivating discipline, resilience, and an indomitable spirit. She imagined herself as a covert agent in hostile territory, gathering intelligence and preparing meticulously for the moment when she would strike. The executives, blissfully unaware of her observations, passed by her unheeded, but Grace took meticulous note of each one. She learned who the influential leaders were, who wielded the power, and who might either aid or obstruct her future aspirations. As the days turned into months, Grace's confidence blossomed. She sensed that her moment of opportunity was approaching, and she vowed to be ready to grasp it with unwavering resolve. Her existence became a delicate balancing act between her roles as a diligent cleaner and an ambitious student. With each passing day, Grace advanced her silent campaign for justice, her perseverance and dedication inching her ever closer to the moment she had longed for. Outside her small room, the city lights flickered, a stark contrast to her tireless nights immersed in study. By day, Grace moved through the company's corridors like a ghost, unnoticed and inconspicuous. But by night, she transformed into a fervent scholar, absorbing knowledge with a hunger that promised to transform her into a formidable expert in economics. This dual existence, marked by relentless commitment and hope, was her path to not only achieving her goals but reclaiming the justice and dignity that her mother's legacy deserved. Few were aware of the monumental achievement that Grace had quietly secured a prestigious scholarship to Cambridge University, one of the most renowned educational institutions in the world. Her academic journey had been nothing short of extraordinary. Her professors spoke of her with admiration, describing her as a prodigious talent. Grace exhibited an unparalleled mastery over complex economic theories, deftly solved intricate financial problems, and demonstrated an insightful understanding of economic dynamics that few could rival. Each lecture she attended, and every textbook she immersed herself in, was a building block toward the grand vision she held for her future. Her time at Cambridge was a sanctuary where she honed her intellect, forging a path that seemed almost preordained. Back at the finance company, Grace's role as a cleaner was merely a facade, masking the true extent of her strategic endeavor. Beneath the surface of her modest uniform, she was a tireless observer, meticulously scrutinizing every facet of the company's operations. She absorbed every detail of executive conversations, dissected company reports, and noted strategic discussions with an almost forensic precision. Her analytical mind perceived what others overlooked: systemic inefficiencies, squandered opportunities, and flawed strategies. Grace's cognitive gears were always turning, relentlessly connecting the dots, devising innovative solutions, and formulating strategic plans. Unbeknownst to her colleagues, Grace was meticulously preparing for a defining moment in her life. Her weekends, normally a time for rest, were instead dedicated to rigorous research, financial modeling, and market simulations. She had access to a treasure trove of online academic resources and utilized every spare moment to deepen her knowledge. Grace's intellectual output was prolific. She developed sophisticated economic models, tested theoretical hypotheses, and authored scholarly articles that could easily find their place in leading academic journals. Her brilliance, though cloaked in anonymity, radiated with the intensity of a hidden star. Grace's position within the company granted her unfettered access to various departments, which she used strategically. She would quietly position herself in unobtrusive corners, eavesdropping on critical discussions about the company's financial health. This was not driven by idle curiosity, but by a carefully crafted strategy. She was keenly aware of the company's dire financial condition, yet she also saw the dormant potential for recovery and growth. With this insight, Grace began to meticulously craft a plan that not only aimed to rescue the company from its financial abyss, but also sought to restore her mother's tarnished reputation. The young woman was becoming a master strategist, operating with a blend of subtlety and precision. As Grace labored through her dual existence, by day the diligent cleaner, and by night the fervent student, she envisioned herself as a covert operative in enemy territory. While others rested, she toiled away, methodically charting her course for redemption. She knew that the time to reveal her capabilities would come, and she was determined to seize it with unwavering resolve. Her preparation was thorough, her strategy was sound, and her resolve was unshakable. The moment she had been waiting for was drawing near. Rumors of an impending emergency meeting began to circulate through the company like wildfire. The whispers spoke of severe financial troubles and the potential for drastic measures. Grace, ever attentive, understood that this was the opportunity she had been meticulously preparing for. The night before the crucial meeting, sleep was a distant dream for her. Her anticipation was palpable as she meticulously reviewed her notes, refined her financial models, and polished her presentation. Every detail was scrutinized, every argument honed, and every piece of data meticulously prepared. Grace knew that this was her singular opportunity to effect profound change, and she was determined not to let it slip away. On the morning of the meeting, Grace donned her cleaner's uniform for what would be the last time, but her backpack carried more than just cleaning supplies. It held the culmination of countless hours of preparation, strategic insight, and academic brilliance. With every step towards the conference room, Grace felt the weight of her mission and the potential to transform not only her destiny but also to redeem her mother's honor. This was the moment she had long anticipated, a moment when the unassuming cleaner would emerge as a formidable leader, ready to unveil her hidden potential and confront the injustices that had been inflicted upon her family. As the day unfolded, Grace stood poised on the brink of a new chapter, prepared to shine a light on the truth and restore the dignity that had been so unjustly stripped away. She carried with her an impeccably tailored suit and a folder brimming with meticulously prepared documents. The transformation was striking. What began as a routine day in the cleaning room was now set to become a defining moment. Grace slipped into the bathroom, her heart pounding with anticipation. As she looked into the mirror, she saw not the humble cleaner but a poised and resolute woman ready to confront the challenge ahead. The atmosphere in the boardroom was thick with tension. Executives, their faces etched with fatigue and concern, deliberated on drastic measures, potential cuts, layoffs, and closures. The gravity of their discussions was palpable, their voices heavy with the weight of impending decisions. The room was steeped in a sense of impending crisis, a stark contrast to Grace's calm demeanor as she approached the door. With a deep breath, Grace entered the room, her presence an unexpected intrusion into this realm of high-stakes discussion. The room fell into stunned silence as every head turned to acknowledge the young woman who dared to breach their exclusive enclave. "Excuse me," Grace said with a voice firm and unwavering, "but I believe I have something that could prove invaluable to this situation." The room was filled with incredulous murmurs, an audible mix of surprise and skepticism. The CEO, initially taken aback and irritated by the interruption, gave a reluctant nod, perhaps driven more by curiosity than by any real expectation of relevance. Grace, undeterred, approached the projector with a steady stride. With practiced precision, she connected her laptop and began her presentation, each movement deliberate and confident. Her opening words were clear and composed, cutting through the room's skepticism with surgical precision. Grace meticulously detailed the company's financial landscape, highlighting discrepancies and errors that had eluded even the most seasoned eyes. Each slide was a revelation, a blend of intricate charts, comprehensive analyses, and forward-thinking solutions. Her presentation was not just a report, it was a blueprint for salvation. Grace spoke of market opportunities ripe for exploration, investment strategies that promised substantial returns, and strategic cuts designed to safeguard jobs while addressing financial shortfalls. Her insights were a revelation, each point reinforced with data and foresight. The executive's initial skepticism gradually gave way to astonishment, then to profound respect. The young cleaner was demonstrating a depth of understanding and a vision that eclipsed anything previously shown by the senior management team. Grace's authority was palpable. Her words were delivered with a fervor that transcended mere academic knowledge. They were fueled by a deep-seated sense of purpose and a personal mission. Her passion was evident, driven not only by the desire to save the company, but by the need to vindicate her mother's honor. As she wrapped up her presentation, Grace laid out a clear, actionable strategy, a roadmap that promised not just survival for the company, but a pathway to renewed prosperity. The executives, now fully engaged, listened intently as Grace's plan unfolded. What had begun as an interruption had transformed into a beacon of hope and a testament to Grace's indomitable spirit and extraordinary capabilities. The room was abuzz with the realization that the young woman who had once been a mere cleaner had become the harbinger of a transformative solution. Grace stood poised at the epicenter of this pivotal moment, ready to lead her company and her family toward a future reshaped by her relentless pursuit of justice and excellence. As Grace concluded her presentation, the room fell into a profound silence. The executives, initially stunned by her unexpected intrusion and the brilliance of her insights, now sat in a state of disbelief. Their shock was palpable, their faces a mix of astonishment and unease. It was at this moment that Grace delivered her powerful final revelation. "My name is Grace," she began, her voice steady but filled with emotion, "and I am the daughter of Hazel, the former finance manager who was unjustly terminated by this company. My mother, who devoted her life to this organization with unwavering dedication and integrity, was dismissed without cause, humiliated, and deprived of her rights." Her declaration reverberated through the room with the force of a thunderclap. The executives were frozen, their expressions ranging from guilt to sheer shock. Grace, resolute and unyielding, continued, "The strategy I've presented today is the result of meticulous planning and profound dedication. However, this presentation comes with a cost. I demand that the company compensate my family threefold for the losses incurred when my mother was wrongfully fired. Additionally, I seek justice for my mother's name and legacy." With these weighty demands, Grace closed her laptop with deliberate finality, clutching the folder tightly under her arm. She then walked out of the room with an air of quiet dignity and undeniable strength. As she exited, the executives remained motionless, their stunned silence a testament to the gravity of what had just transpired. Grace's departure was marked by a sense of righteous vengeance, a reclaiming of her mother's honor, and a bold assertion of her worth. Her measured steps were imbued with the powerful satisfaction of having not only demonstrated her extraordinary capabilities, but also having confronted a long-standing injustice. The meeting room was enveloped in a profound quietude, with the executives exchanging uneasy glances, their minds racing to assimilate the seismic shift they had just witnessed. The young cleaner had unveiled not just a groundbreaking strategy, but had also exposed a painful truth that left the room thick with discomfort and self-reproach. Grace's strategic brilliance had been matched only by the courage of her convictions. As Grace descended the elevator, her mind was a whirl of adrenaline and anticipation. She took deep, measured breaths, striving to steady her racing heart. The moment of truth she had so carefully prepared for had arrived, and her meticulously crafted strategy was now squarely in the hands of those who could bring it to fruition. The future of the company and the vindication of her mother's name hinged on this pivotal juncture. But not quite in their grasp. Meanwhile, across town, in the warm and inviting ambience of a cozy cafe, Grace found solace in a steaming cup of tea. As she sipped slowly, her gaze wandered out the window, yet her thoughts were anchored firmly on the events of the day. Each gentle sip seemed to bring her closer to a sense of resolution, even as her heart swirled with a complex blend of nostalgia, anticipation, and bittersweet reflection. The cafe's tranquility offered a sharp contrast to the tumultuous meeting she had just left behind, and she was on the cusp of closing a significant chapter in her life. At the company, the executives had begun to recover from the initial shock of Grace's unexpected intervention. The room was now a hive of activity, with discussions buzzing around Grace's strategic insights. While some remained doubtful, the majority were compelled to acknowledge the brilliance and feasibility of her plan. The CEO, a man known for his pragmatic approach, recognized that they could no longer overlook the profound implications of what they had just witnessed. He made the decisive call to convene another meeting, one that would address the gravity of Grace's demands and chart a course for rectifying the past. Hours later, Grace's phone rang, jolting her from her contemplative reverie. The voice on the other end was from the company, inviting her to return for a follow-up conversation. Grace took a deep breath, her mind racing with anticipation and trepidation. After finishing her tea and gathering her thoughts, she made her way back to the company, her resolve as steely as ever. Upon her arrival, Grace was met with an unexpected formality. The once indifferent and disdainful glances had transformed into expressions of respect and intrigue. She was ushered into the CEO's expansive office, where a table was surrounded by key executives, their demeanor now one of genuine interest. The CEO, with a tone of gravity and respect, began to address Grace. Grace, he started solemnly. We want to extend our deepest thanks for the remarkable presentation you delivered earlier. Your insights have not only illuminated a path forward, but have also shed light on the injustices that have marred your mother's legacy. We recognize the need to make amends and to approach the future with renewed integrity. The CEO continued, his words carrying the weight of a significant turning point. We have decided to accept your proposed strategy in full and will honor the compensation amount you requested. Additionally, we would like to offer you a prominent position within the company, one that reflects both your exceptional capabilities and the respect we now have for you. Grace's heart raced, her emotions a maelstrom of relief and triumph. She maintained her composure, but inside, a profound sense of vindication and accomplishment surged through her. She listened intently as the CEO detailed the company's commitment to not only addressing her demands, but also ensuring that the future would be shaped by a newfound sense of fairness and respect. In that moment, Grace realized that her journey was not just about vindicating her mother, but also about forging a path that would redefine her future. The company, once a symbol of betrayal, was now a canvas for renewal and growth. With her heart pounding and her spirit lifted, Grace stood on the brink of a new chapter, ready to embrace the opportunities that lay ahead and to honor the legacy of both her mother and herself. Company as a trusted partner and strategic advisor. Your expertise and fervor are precisely what we need to steer this company towards a brighter future, the CEO declared with genuine conviction. We wish to make amends not only with our words but through meaningful actions. Grace accepted the offer with a resolute nod, though her heart overflowed with profound gratitude and a deep sense of relief. The sacrifices she had made and the battles she had fought had finally culminated in this pivotal moment of triumph. As the meeting concluded, Grace stepped out of the office, enveloped in an overwhelming sense of victory. The young woman who had once been a mere cleaner moving discreetly through the company's corridors was now recognized as the savior, the visionary strategist who had pulled the organization back from the brink of disaster. In the days that followed, Grace's transformation was nothing short of remarkable. She traded her modest cleaner's uniform for sophisticated attire, symbolic of her elevated status. Yet the true metamorphosis was not merely superficial but deeply rooted within. Grace approached her new role with the same humility and relentless dedication that had characterized her time scrubbing floors and polishing glass. However, the scope and impact of her responsibilities had expanded immeasurably. The company swiftly began to implement Grace's meticulously crafted strategy. Each phase was executed with exacting precision, and the results began to manifest more rapidly than many had anticipated. Operational efficiencies improved, market responses turned positive, and employee morale, which had once been at a nadir, began to rebound. What had once been a company teetering on the edge of bankruptcy was now on a clear trajectory toward recovery and expansion. For Grace, however, the most profound victory was not solely in the numerical achievements or the new accolades bestowed upon her. It lay in the newfound respect she garnered, not just from the executive team, but from every corner of the organization. The once dismissed cleaner was now a figure of admiration and influence, her journey from overlooked employee to pivotal leader serving as a powerful testament to her unwavering resolve and boundless expertise. The respect and recognition she received were richly deserved and marked a deep personal and professional achievement. Grace's story was no longer one of struggle and injustice, but of redemption and triumph. Her mother's legacy, once marred by false accusations, had been restored through Grace's relentless pursuit of justice and excellence. As the company moved forward under Grace's guidance, it carried with it a renewed sense of purpose and integrity, reflecting the values of its newfound leader and the profound journey she had undertaken to achieve her goals. The employees, from the highest-ranking executives to the lowest-ranking cleaners, saw Grace as an embodiment of bravery, intellect, and moral integrity. Her transformation from an overlooked cleaner to a pivotal leader became a powerful narrative of perseverance and justice. As Grace's mother's story spread throughout the company, it elicited widespread support and deep regret from many who had previously been unaware of the full extent of Hazel's unjust suffering. The shared sentiment of empathy and sorrow reflected the profound impact Grace had made, not just as a business savant, but as a beacon of righteousness. Later that day, Grace returned to the sanctuary of her childhood home, where her room still held the echoes of her mother's presence. In the quiet solitude of her old space, Grace carefully placed a cherished photograph of Hazel on the table. As she gazed at the framed image, her eyes welled with tears, and a peaceful smile graced her lips. "I did it, Mom," she whispered, her voice trembling with emotion. For us, for you, the photograph seemed to resonate with an ethereal glow, as if Hazel's spirit was looking back at her daughter with a profound sense of pride and unconditional love. It was as though the very essence of her mother was saying that justice had indeed been served. In that poignant moment, Grace felt an overwhelming sense of closure. She had not only fulfilled her vow to clear her mother's name, but had also restored the dignity and honor that had been unjustly stripped away. The cycle of pain and injustice had come to a close, making way for a new chapter brimming with hope and promise. Grace's journey transcended mere revenge. It was a testament to redemption, unwavering courage, and a love that endured through trials and tribulations. Grace's story evolved into more than just a personal triumph. It became a symbol of hope and strength for all who witnessed her remarkable transformation. Her legacy was not only one of professional success, but also of emotional resilience and moral fortitude. As Grace embraced her role as a leader, she became a living testament to the power of perseverance and the profound impact of unwavering love and integrity. Her journey illuminated the path for others, showing that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges, justice and redemption are attainable with courage and commitment. As we come to the end of this powerful journey with Grace, we've witnessed a story of extraordinary perseverance and redemption. Grace's path from a humble cleaner to a respected leader is a testament to the transformative power of courage, dedication, and unwavering love. Through her remarkable journey, we've learned the importance of standing up for what is right, pursuing our goals with relentless determination, and the profound impact of reclaiming one's dignity. We'd love to hear from you. What have you learned from Grace's inspiring story? Share in the comments below one lesson or insight you plan to bring into your own life. How can you apply her resilience and courage to your personal or professional challenges? If you enjoyed this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Your support helps us continue bringing you meaningful and inspiring content. Thank you for watching.